Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back another video from Totally Not Mark, and today we're checking out. I drew my own Dragon Ball manga, and I remember the last video I reacted to before I went away. He said he was going to be doing this video, and I was really excited. It's featuring Team4Star, so I'm hoping that it's going to show clips of his manga that he's drawn, and they're going to do Team4Star voices to the characters, and that's going to be really freaking cool. But yeah, let's see what it's about.
You know, they say writing a great story is a lot like making a promise with your audience. That in exchange for their time and attention, you, the writer, will deliver an ending that will either resonate, captivate, or at the very least, be worth it.
That is cheeks. And I can do better, I think.
Oh.
This impromptu spirit bomb is the most insanely stupid creative choice in the entire franchise.
Yeah, it's really weird as well. This moment came up while I was away. I was talking to my mate, and we were talking about Dragon Ball, and we were talking about endings to stories. And yeah, this was the one where it was like, oh, the Goku Black arc was so sick. It's just a shame that the ending was so bad because the Spirit Bomb sword made no sense.
And it's not because of power scaling or even the fact that they discarded the Mafuba. It's the fact that in addition to never having trained to use the Spirit Bomb, he has never seen the move and moreover doesn't even know it exists.
Yeah.
This would be like walking into a gym for the very first time and accidentally qualifying for shot put. I don't know how to play shot put, so how could I qualify for the Olympics in it? Anyway, this is the action climax of the entire arc in the anime, and frustratingly, this wasn't a choice made by Akira Toriyama.
So the thing is, I did kind of like it, but yeah, when you think about it, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
If you take a cursory glance at the manga itself for this sequence, it's actually a lot more compelling, and guess what? No Spirit Sword bullshit.
Oh.
And so, to commemorate the 1-year anniversary of Akira Toriyama's passing, I want to do the impossible and figure out a way to retroactively make this scene make sense.
Oh.
And to do so, I will be producing an entire chapter of manga to fix what has been the biggest plot hole in the entire franchise.
Sick.
Or at least I would, if not for one teeny tiny problem. I have no idea how to fix this. The aim of this video isn't to replace the Spirit Sword, it's to make it work.
Oh, oh no. This is sick.
And to achieve that, I want...
Yo! Everyone else be like, get rid of it. Fix something. Do something else. He's like, we're going with it. We're going to make us... Oh!
write and produce a chapter of manga that can slot in naturally within the Dragon Ball timeline without breaking anything else around it.
Oh.
An event, exchange, or, I don't know, fucking something
Anything.
to make this chicken shit taste like chicken salad. Which, you know, might sound simple and straightforward.
Oh, chicken soup. Don't like salad. I'll take chicken soup.
But it is not. Not only has Trunks never seen the Spirit Bomb, he never had an exchange with Goku about it, and it seems everyone in his timeline who could have the ability to teach him it is
Never
either
did.
dead or not around, which honestly is kind of a dick move on future King Kai's part. Because of those individuals who can actually teach Trunks the Spirit Bomb are an extremely rare supply around him, I concluded that any period Trunks spent in Dragon Ball Super and his own timeline in general needs to be taken out of the equation, which left just 2 periods of time for us to slot our chapter into. The first being extremely brief during Trunks' initial meeting with Goku after he kills Frieza and his daddy. He talks to Goku at length during this sequence, but the goal of the conversation was less so Trunks trying to learn something and more so Trunks trying to impart valuable intel to Goku instead. So that's also out. Which leaves us with just one stretch of story to find our perfect spot, and I think you all know what stretch of story I'm talking about.
Oh. The Cell Saga.
Okay, basically I gotta search through the entire second coming of Trunks during the Cell arc. From the moment Trunks discovers Android 19's head all the way to him being killed by Cell and his eventual departure back home. That's about 73 chapters, which would be a lot of reading if any of it was useful, which it kind of isn't. It is
This seems so difficult. This seems so difficult.
staggering how little time Trunks spends with Goku in this arc, let alone talking to him. When he arrives back on the scene in chapter 346 and discovers Android 19's head, Goku has just been taken out of commission by the Heart Virus, so that nukes like 20 chapters right off the bat.
He's not going to teach him during that at
There are
all.
verbal exchanges Goku and he share, but honestly, it's usually in an effort to explain something important like the time chamber. I can't exactly create a chapter here where Goku says, "Hey Trunks, did you know about the time chamber? Also, would you like to learn the spirit bomb?"
Yeah, just drop it that slight. Hey, also, that's great.
It just sounds kind of, forced and bullshit.
Yeah.
Which is what we're trying to avoid. After that, Trunks effectively disappears for another chunk of time to train in the chamber and then fight Cell, which nukes another chunk of chapters for me to consider. And then...
So when?
Well, that's actually kind of it. All that's left after that is a stretch of chapters from 400 onwards, and at that point, both Trunks and Goku are too busy with Cell or being dead to learn any... Whoa, okay. Wait a second.
Oh, yeah. Oh, go see King Kai.
Trunks is dead. That's perfect. I'm an idiot. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I have found the perfect way to retroactively make this spirit sword business make sense. Or at least some sense. So let's make this more.
Yeah, okay,
I
make
wanted this to be a little more ambitious than many of my other projects.
We did not.
So I hired both a dedicated storyboard artist and a character artist in the hopes that I could produce something a little more polished. However, those were problems for a future me who had the story on paper. And, well, current me didn't have that. Okay, I needed to figure out a story. Due to the nature of most fan rewrites of Dragon Ball focusing, and rightfully so, on the drama and pivotal story beats of their alternate take, a fundamental element of Toriyama's stories is often left out, and I've been criticized for this too. They often leave out the comedy. This is to say that when I sat down to write this script...
Oh, that's very true, actually, yeah.
I wanted to have an appropriate amount of lighthearted dialogue as well as plenty of zany occurrences to counterbalance the seriousness of Trunks who, But fret not, for
TeamFourStar!
I have a wacky idea. You see, for an undetermined but still significant amount of time, Trunks is dead towards the end of the Cell arc. In that time, Vegeta does something stupid, Gohan hurts his arm, Goku coaches his son, Vegeta does something smart, Gohan kills Cell, and they all fly back to the lookout to use the Dragon Balls to, among other things, bring Trunks back to the land of the living. My goal isn't actually to change any of that story, but to instead add something to it. How, you might be asking?
Gonna go see King Kai!
By following Trunks' soul after he makes his way up to the Otherworld check-in station, following his... Otherworld's check-in station is my favorite location in all of Dragon Ball. There's such a wonderfully ethereal and, pardon the pun, otherworldly vibe to that place which always gets hilariously undercut by how boring and bureaucratic the employees up there are. Every soul needs to be judged and processed, and so that gave me an idea. What if, once Trunks' soul could make its way to the check-in station to be judged, they realize that there's no information or documentation ready to process him?
Oh, because he's from the future. Oh!
And if you think about it, that makes sense.
Yeah!
This timeline's Trunks is still very much alive as a one-year-old baby.
Yes!
Future
This
Trunks
is so cool!
shouldn't be on any of their records, and so, due to how unprecedented such an event is, they could be forced to temporarily reinstate Trunks' body in order to interrogate him for information. To go any further might spoil the fun of the actual experience when you watch it, so let's dive into the production of this bad boy before I share the final story complete with TFS voice acting. Initially, I wanted to try my hand at drawing the pages and panel layouts for this myself. I made it 2 pages in before realizing that this was a terrible idea and is a full-time job for a trained professional and not some YouTuber who wants to do this as a background gig while he's making weekly videos. I am not that skilled. So I contacted someone who was. This is Nick, and he's a professional storyboard artist. Granted, he hadn't worked with Japanese comics and wasn't super familiar with the Dragon Ball manga style, but lucky for him, I am, and he has plenty of the experience that I was lacking. We started working together during the summer of 2024. I would send him the script, divide said script into allotted pages, and he would illustrate what he thought they might look like. From there, I would review the roughs and leave suggestions for any alterations I felt were necessary.
Okay, so here's the first thing that I think would be kind of cool. So one of the things that Toriyama likes to do is he likes to have tall panels when and where he can, because I think it opens up everything quite nicely.
I love it because obviously Mark pays so close attention, has done videos breaking the manga down as well. So,
Obviously, I think what could be cool is if you just had a tall image here, like the guy is here, and then him going, and then kind of using the kind of like the trail of the aura to kind of like stretch up the panel. So this guy tall panel for this panel here, and then you can convey this information through like 2 or 3 panels here, whichever you think would be better.
Once those corrections were applied, we were left with something like this. And this process continued until we had 30 finished, well, sort of pages. But yeah, 30 pages. About 2 weeks worth of chapters for Akira Toriyama. 2 weeks. I was working on this project in the background for almost a full year.
Damn!
Toriyama is a mad genius that apparently hates sleep because I have no idea how he managed to do this practically every single week for over 10 years.
Amazing.
That man's a savant. I'm not. What can I say? Let's move on. Now that we had all the layouts and the general composition of panels complete, we could finally get underway with what I thought would be the biggest headache of the entire project, the finished artwork. I've made a few drawing videos on this channel. Okay, maybe more than a few.
They've always been very good.
If one thing is clear from those, it's that I can produce, halfway decent Dragon Ball art, but it takes me a lifetime to do so. I wanted this video to release on the 1st of March in honor of the legendary Akira Toriyama. That gave me about 4 months, which might seem like plenty of time for 30 pages, but it's not really just 30 pages. It's 30 pages with 143 panels and hundreds of characters and landscapes. And need I remind you, I'm slow. In truth, the
Sorry.
only artwork I was able to contribute to this project was the initial establishing shot of Otherworld on page 2, the background for Trunks and Gohan on page 29, and the cover art for the chapter itself.
Oh,
I wanted to
sick!
contribute more and
Yo!
but for now, there was only one man for the job. Enter Trev. Trev's job was simple. Take Nick's panel layouts and rough character poses and transform them into final black and white art. We tried to keep it similar to the original art style of Akira Toriyama from this period, but to be honest, in order to get it perfect, this project wouldn't have been finished for March 2030, let alone 2025. Still though, I think Trev did a fantastic job overall, and so, with us quickly approaching the finish line for the final artwork, I began to believe that we were almost done. All there was left to do was to give Tyson the finished pages in order to place the speech bubble text, and that's when we discovered I fucked up. You see, the order of operations I took for the dialogue was sort of, let's say, backwards.
Oh no.
I had Trev draw in the speech bubbles that corresponded with the script, and then appointed Tyson to fill them in. That is backwards. Generally speaking, when drafting up comics like this, there is at least some form of temporary typesetting plopped into the pages, so that the final line artist can come up and arrange speech bubbles that fit the needed text. But since we did it the other way around, well, none of the speech bubbles fit the text at all.
Oh no. Oh, that's interesting. So, really lightly write the text down so you could potentially like rub it out. I'm just like doing hypothetically. I attempted my years ago. I used to try and draw anime characters, and I do the like really light pencil for the outlines, so that when you draw the deep, you can rub them out afterwards. This is like writing the text in the really light pencil in the location you want it to be, so that you could. Yeah. Oh god.
Some of them were way too big, some way too small, and some were composed of shapes that looked very cool but were not suited for English text. Stuff like this bad boy, of which I assure you there is no good, elegant way to fit this text in. Or even small things like this panel that was tilted. Tilted panels mean tilted text, which ends up looking very out of place, unless the text was supposed to feel unhinged narratively, which this line wasn't. To fix the problem I created, we began by typesetting the entire chapter with temporary text, and highlighting changes that could be made to the bubbles to better suit the dialogue. Once done, I sent that version over to Trev, who took to altering probably half the speech bubbles in the entire chapter. I'm sorry, Trev, thank you for being super fast. We are finally free to place all
that's so cool.
the text into the brand new tailored bubbles with some minor final processing to help it look more like an official final product. And by minor, I mean several hours of meticulous photoshopping. All that remained was for Trev to fill in the blacks, and finally we were done. And so, I present my fix for Dragon Ball's most annoying plot hole, the Spirit of Trunks.
Oh, I'm excited.
All anyone can do is look on in utter shock and horror. Trunks has fallen, and it seems Goku sacrificed himself for nothing. We're all familiar with how that story ends. This, however, is the story of Trunks and the future he still wishes to protect.
Let's go! Yo! The spirit of Trunks! Let's have it! That's so cool.
No, there's no way!
It can't be!
Is this a joke?
Man, this sucks. Emma's first day off in 10 millennia. I'm the sucker who gets stuck with the dirty work. Huh? Well, you're a good soul at least. Lord Enma, what do you do if there's no info on a soul?
What are you talking about? That's impossible!
Love it.
Oh, no, Gohan's arm!
It's over!
Damn, you made me miss it. Look, just use this. The soul hasn't been processed yet, so this will restore their body long enough to get some answers.
Like this?
Where am I? When am I?
This is so cool! Ah!
The answers to the questions you no doubt have should be found here. But first, what's your name?
Trunks.
And where were you born?
West City.
Bingo! Let's see here. Trunks, West City,
1 year old.
1 year old.
This makes sense. Oh, this is such a cool idea.
Alive? Suddenly this is way more complicated.
You don't understand. I can't be here. Everyone is counting on me. I have a job to do.
A job, eh? Well, that checks out. I did think you were tall for a 1-year-old. What's the last thing you remember?
Goku saved us. He gave up his life to stop. And then Cell came back. And now I'm here. Dead.
Guys,
Oh,
look! It's Trunks! Whoa, no way! How'd you get here?
Cell killed him, dummy.
No, I mean, shouldn't he be in his own timeline's other world? You know? In the future. The future? Yes, keep up. Cell's back and he's about to kill Gohan.
I love this. Oh. This is sick!
Wait, what did Gohan say? I don't know, it's super quiet. He must be talking to himself.
No, that must be Goku. I bet he teleported Cell to Kaio's place before he died. Poor Kaio. He could never catch a break after Goku ran there.
Wait, Goku's here?
Yeah, most
Oh.
likely. He didn't pass through his day, and the last time he died, he got to keep his body for Snake Way. First person to reach the end, since the great King Enma, in fact.
Psh, a bunch of Earthlings have reached the end now. But no matter how many do it, there can only be one first.
Didn't those Earthlings do it much faster than you two, sir?
Alright, you don't need to.
That's it.
Let's go!
You did it, Gohan!
Too close for my liking, but he is your son after all.
Kaio!
Hello, Enma? Why, yes, as a matter of fact, he is... Oh, I see.
Something up, Kaio?
King Enma says he needs you at the Earth's check-in station right now. It seems something terrible has happened.
What? No way. You don't think it's him, do you?
Son Goku, something tragic has taken place. You're the only one with the power to help us.
So this is what he was saying with like, in not having the comedic, he's gonna ask Goku to help him fix the TV, isn't he?
Our TV broke. Can you tell us how the Cell game's ended?
I thought Cell was here.
Spoilers!
It's okay, Bubbles. False alarm. For somebody who judges souls, you'd think he'd read the room better. But who am I to talk? I didn't exactly choose the most considerate pupil. My car!
Yeah!
Our home might be gone, but I still have my baby.
Trunks gonna destroy it.
Quickly, Bubbles!
Wait, this can't be the end. Where's the rest of it?
Would you watch where you're going? I've had enough of my things destroyed today, thank you!
Wait, are you Kaio?
Amazing.
What's left of me, at least. As of a few good minutes ago, I experienced a thorough exploding at the hands of Cell. By the look on your face, it seems you're here to get something off your chest. No, it seems like somebody else helped you with that already.
Oh, damn, burn hook. Oh.
Jeez, tough crowd. Talk about a dead audience.
Sorry, I was told Goku would be here. Where is he?
Judging by the look of it, seeing to the trouble you started, how did you get here anyway?
The trouble I started? No, there has to be some way I can help without making things worse. I have to do something.
Help? With what?
Goku came here to train for the fight against my father. Please tell me what you taught him.
Well, certainly not any of my manners, that's for sure.
Oh.
I taught him this. How to harness the power that resides all around us. His allies, all living creatures, big and small.
I've never felt anything like this. The energy, it feels different.
This is the Genki Dama, and I'll tell you, your father did not like it.
It's incredible. That's it!
No, that's just your power. You're focusing too much on your own mind. You're relying too much on your own strength. You need to let go and look outside yourself.
Look outside myself. Right. Around me.
That's it. Just calm your mind and feel it. Trust that the power will be there.
I had no idea attacks like that even existed.
You'd be surprised what goes unnoticed.
There's gotta be a way I can use...
And then he's brought back by the Dragon Balls. What? Ah, he's like about to ask the question as well.
I think that kid might be even more hot-wired than his dad. At least nobody else can drop it on me, now that I've run out of stuff to break.
And thanks to Vegeta, Gohan was able to let loose everything he had. Cell's bacon was cooked.
That's incredible. I knew Gohan could do it. I'm still mad you healed Cell. I got the TV working again. Looks like they're making a wish or something.
Oh.
That was great.
All right, yeah, thank you very much. Yep, I'm sure you were a good person. Yeah, we all make mistakes.
Oh, by the way, Enma, another one of those clouds I couldn't identify showed up. Should I bring this one's body back too?
Absolutely not. Give me that list.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Trev. Thank you, Tyson. Thank you, everyone who was involved in this project. And thank you very much, TFS, once again, for voicing these characters. If you want to read this chapter yourself, instead of always having to come to this video, I will make it available for free on my Twitter at TotallyNotMark.
No way.
This chapter was never going to be something I was going to sell. It was purely a project in tribute of Akira Toriyama, a man that inspired me for decades, and after going through this ordeal, has somehow given me even greater appreciation for the incredible artist and storyteller he was.
That is so sick.
Once again, I'd like to shout out Nick, Trev, Tyson, and everyone at TFS for contributing to this project. They were incredible, and their socials are in the description. Next week, I will be starting a brand new blind review series with Jujutsu Kaisen,
which I will be checking out very shortly.
But until then, I've been Totally Not Mark, and I hope to see you all next week.
Mate. That was such a cool idea. And it made it make sense. Because he didn't quite teach him perfectly, and he was even like, oh, I could utilize this, and boop, brought back. Oh, I love that. What an amazing attempt, and the effort he's put in, and the people he worked with, and all that. So cool. So cool. I am so glad. Check this out. That was such a cool concept. I'm gonna bore my friends with this next week when I'm out with them at the... I was like, hey, someone came up with a really cool what-if scenario that makes Trunks' stupid moment in Dragon Ball Super work. Oh, go on then. And then I get halfway through and I'm like, but anyway, thanks for watching.